Hey, what's up guys, Anboni here, and as promised, today I'm gonna go over some specs. You can play in patch 7.1.5, or you can try them right now on the PTR. I don't know when the patch is coming out, probably I'd guess something like a month, or maybe less than a month, maybe a couple of weeks. But yeah, let's get going. I'm gonna talk about one spec in this video, and then in the next video, which I'm gonna upload right after this one, I'll be talking about a different spec. I think this spec in this video is eventually gonna end up being the best spec, because the other one, although it is more damage and on paper it looks much stronger, I think it's gonna get nerfed because it's a bit ridiculous right now. So I think this is gonna be the go-to spec, and I really hope so because it's really fun. And this spec right now is based on a lot of AoE damage with Psychic Link, so you still have that Warlock style, you know, dot everything gameplay. But on the same time, it's based around instant casts and instant burst and burst combos. So let's get straight into it, and I'll show you how it works as well. I queued Arena as well, but as you can see, the average wait time is humongous. And plus, it's gonna be 2 versus 2. It's gonna be double DPS against double DPS. And no matter what spec I use, guys, Shadow is never gonna be able to do that well against, for instance, I don't know, 2 rogues if you play with a warrior or something like that. So yeah, I don't know, like if the Q pops, I'll show you how it performs in Arena as well, but you know, this is more for threes. But anyway, let's get going. So on the first tier we have Twist of Fate, Fortress of the Mind, and Shadow Word Void. Just don't compare to it. I don't think they're even good in PvE still. And plus we don't need another cast, we have enough Insanity. But yeah, it's about comboing damage in Void form. That's how you get kills, but you can create pressure outside of Void form as well. So Twist of Fate, you know, enables you to do those big combo bursts. On the next tier we have Body and Soul and Masochism. I like Masochism quite a lot now because of the 10% damage reduction. It is a cast, like you have to cast it to get it, but if you get it, you get 10% damage reduction from this, and then you get 10% physical damage reduction from Shadow form, which I'm imagining like against comps like The Walking Dead, where you don't really move much anyway because you can't and there's nowhere to go. I would go Masochism against that, for instance, because you know, if I can keep this buff on me, at least when they have their burst up, that would be like really good. But for now, I'm gonna stay Body and Soul because like this is not threes. It's just like it's nice to sprint every now and then, but it depends on the comp. Third tier again depends on the comp you play and the comp you play against, but most of the cases I would go Psychic Voice. And the other cases I would go Mind Bomb. For instance, I would go Mind Bomb if I played with maybe with an Elemental Shaman, though they have a lot of stuns. If I played with a Warlock, if I played Shadow Play, maybe if I played with a Boomkin, I would go Mind Bomb. Stuff like that. But mostly Psychic Voice is the best. On the next tier, Void Ray is complete shit. Reaper of Souls, still better than the new Lingering Insanity. Lingering Insanity is not, I don't think it's good for Arena at all. Like if you get to, let's say, 20 stacks of Void form, then Lingering Insanity is only gonna stay up for 10 seconds. And I mean, the last 5 seconds of it is gonna be what, 10% increased haste, which goes lower. I mean, it's not bad. It might actually see some play, like maybe in Shadow Play again, like in Rot comps. But I think Reaper of Souls is much better for this spec where we just try to burst things down, you know, because they get in that Shadow Word death range and then you can spam more instants. It's more Insanity. It's just better. Moving on, we got Shadowy Insight. No more Sand Lane. Fuck Sand Lane. We're done with that shit. Damn. Alright, maybe Sand Lane would be more damage in the end. Auspicious Spirits is, I would not recommend this at all. It was okay before, but now with all our Insanity generators buffed, like Mind Blast is 15 Insanity, etc., I don't think Auspicious Spirits is gonna ever be played again in Arena. RIP. So yeah, Shadowy Insight, and we go Shadowy Insight because we want those instants, right? We want the instant damage. It has great synergy with Psychic Link. It has good synergy with Void Origins, and we'll get to that. It's just more Insanity and it's more damage. Like, always priority should be for threes to put Shadow Word, like this is how you start the game. You put Shadow Word Pain on everything, and then you start casting Vampiric Touch, you know? You start casting Vampiric Touch, you maybe refresh your Shadow Word Pain, then oh, you get procs. And of course you want a Mind Blast on cooldown, like cast the Mind Blast, and if it's, you know, then you can Pop your Void form. But anyway, let's move on with the spec. So next up we have Shadow Crash, and I'm definitely gonna be playing Shadow Crash instead of Power Infusion. Against some comps, maybe against spell cleaves that don't have a mage. I don't think what doesn't have a purge. Maybe if you play against a, I don't know, Holy Paladin, Affliction Warlock, Boomkin, if that's gonna be a comp, maybe then you can play Power Infusion, because yeah, I do think Power Infusion is more burst damage every 2 minutes. But I really like Shadow Crash, and you know, since everyone is playing a melee, man, Shadow Crash is gonna be so sick, because you can do like really nice combos with we'll get to the talents here but in a second, but you can, because you have Void Shield, right? So you can shield yourself, and then for the next 5 seconds you know, all the damage you deal gets healed. So you can Shadow Crash and then shield yourself, and then the 2 melee are gonna hit you, you're gonna do a lot of damage to them, you're gonna heal a lot. Like, it's so good. Shadow Crash is sick, and plus it got buffed in this patch, so Shadow Crash is sick. I like Shadow Crash a lot. Alright, next up, Legacy of the Void or Mind Spike. Obviously you can't go Surrender to Madness. I really like Mind Spike, and I would like to go Mind Spike. Maybe I will in 2 versus 2, but I feel like Legacy is still better for 3s. It just is. Because again, you want to maximize your Void form, and you will kill things in Void form, so it makes sense to go in Void form as soon as you can. So yeah, I think Legacy is gonna beat Mind Spike. Plus Mind Spike is a hard cast, but it does nice damage. Like, Mind Spike is not bad, but sadly Legacy of the Void is gonna be better here. Alright, next up we got Medallion, because unless you're a human, in which case you might want to go Adaptation against some comps. Unless you're human, you want to go Medallion, most of the cases. Next up we have Mind Quickness, but actually no, I'm going to talk about this in the next one. But yeah, for this spec, Mind Quickness is the best. These ones don't, no, just Mind Quickness, okay? Next up, Void Shield, but again, Fleeting Embrace is not bad. Pure Shadow isn't bad either. You can play, for instance, I play Fleeting Embrace against feral teams, a lot of feral teams, not all feral teams, but a lot of feral teams. Maybe against Warlocks in this patch, maybe against Boomkins, because Boomkins do even more AoE damage now. But for most situations, I would recommend staying Void Shield, because again, you can do like really nice combos with Shadow Crash into a shield on yourself. Boom, you have that Void Shield. Well, I don't have it now because I'm not in PvP, but you know, you get it. Alright, next up we got Void Origins, which is so good, man. If you guys haven't played Void Origins last patch, you really need to try it in 7.15. It's so fluid, it makes the gameplay so cool. It's nice, you're gonna love it, trust me. So Void Origins, you don't need Driven to Madness. Now Driven to Madness says while Void form is not active, being attacked will grant you 5 Insanity. And a lot of people say this is a nerf from the previous patch, but it's not, because this is how it's been working for the longest time. Before it got nerfed, yeah, it used to give you Insanity all the time whenever you got attacked. So if you're in Void form and you get attacked, you still generate Insanity, and that would have been better. I would go Driven to Madness. But since it just helps you to get to Void form and then you have to cast it, no, just trust me, Void Origins is so much better with this spec, because you have so much Insanity generators now, with Shadowy Insight, with the increased Insanity generation of Mind Blast, and on Dots, and on Mind Flay. It's just better. Next up we got Psychic Link, which is gonna be our, pretty much you go Psychic Link, so you can go Shadowy Insight, and you don't have to go Sand Lane, because the AoE damage is gonna be probably more with Psychic Link than it was before with Sand Lane and Shadow Mania. So yeah, Psychic Link is sick. AoE damage, bonanza. It's just Shadow. Make sure you Shadow Over Pain everything. Oh my god, there's an arena. That's perfect. We almost finished the thing. We're actually gonna finish it in the arena, but again, don't take this arena as a proper example. This spec is actually, any Shadow Priest spec is more for 3s or BGs or even duels, but not 2 versus 2 unless you have a healer, and you can't have a healer in skirmishes in 2s. So we're gonna get a DPS against 2 DPS, and chances are everyone's gonna be a melee because hey, it's Legion. And then on the last tier we have just Psyfiend. Last word DRs with normal silence, so it can be good, but not really. You can try this. It's not bad, but I think Psyfiend is better. And then Void Shift, obviously you go that against comps like RMP. For instance, I pick it against comps like RMP. And then Shadow Mania is still good, and I really like it. And I think the healing from VT is sick. And this guy's lagging. Hello, I'm lagging like I don't know if you guys can see. Oh my god, I'm lagging like crazy. Okay, so we're gonna Shadow Word Pain him. We're gonna cast this. I'm gonna get kicked. It's okay. I'm gonna mind control him because he has no MS. I'm lagging like crazy. Just gonna go there. Gonna heal up a bit, and I'm gonna pop this. I'm gonna shield myself, like I said. I'm gonna do this. Siphon. Sadly, I don't have a macro to shield my Siphon on the PTR, so I'm just gonna take the D. I'm gonna actually fear him here. It's gonna be short. It's gonna be a really short fear. Did he? Oh, it just randomly broke. He has no interrupt now, so I can cast for a little bit. And he's in Shadow Word Death range. Huh. Interesting. Let's silence him here. Instant Void Form. And a Void Torrent. I silenced him so he doesn't kick me or so he doesn't AMS. And this rogue just instantly opened on me, so I'm gonna disperse. He's gonna try to run away, which I will not have. I'm gonna Void Bolt him, Shadow Fiend. I want to fear him here and get some heals off. He won't let me do that. Feels bad, man. I've Siphoned on him now. And I think I'm dead. I'm just gonna cast some Shadow Mends. I'm not gonna Trinket this. Oh my god, it's so hard. I'm gonna mind control him, but I have dots. No, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Rip. Well, maybe I should have used Trinket that game, actually. Yeah, maybe I should have used Trinket on his opener. But anyway, like, this is not a proper, again, not a proper representation of what the spec is. Plus, I'm lagging like crazy when I record with fraps. So I don't know if you can actually see the lag in the recording, but whatever. Anyway, that's it for this spec, really. And just to show you guys some combos you can do. And I showed this in the last video as well. This is a PvP dummy, so PvP talents activate on it, which is pretty sick. So the gameplay is kind of like this. So you walk in, you put Shadow Word Pain on everything. And by the way, in a 1v1 situation like that, you don't need Psychic Link. That was a waste. If I knew it would be a 1v1, you'd go Shadow Mania. It's the only viable option in a duel. Okay, so you Shadow Word Pain everything, right? And then you also like VT. This is properly, but I'm at 100 insanity, so I should go Void Form. But I'll show you the proper way. And then you cast your instant Void Form. Boom, Void Form. You Mind Blast on cooldown. Everything's getting Mind Blasted. Everything. See? Mind Blast spam. And you can refresh your dots a little bit if you want to get more dots. And here's a cool combo you can do. You can do a Shadow Crash into a Void Bolt into a Mind Blast, instant Mind Blast. Everything hits at the same time. It's about 1,000,000 damage, like I said before. And now straight away you can go back in Void Form. So I'm in Void Form again. I'm lagging a little. Feels bad, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And you just spam instants. That's all it is. You make sure you keep Mind Blast on cooldown if you can. And I'm not casting much. You can see I'm not casting too much. Look, I'm gonna try to get Insanity as fast as I can without hitting Shadow Word Death on this guy, because that was cheating, okay? So let's see how much Insanity I can get, how fast I can get to Void Form without Shadow Word Death. But I need to like Shadow Word Pain him so I stay in PvP combat, you know? Boom! Void Form already. That wasn't too bad. So that's pretty much it. When you want to go for a burst, you tell your partner, yo, I have burst. You burst this guy, siphon him, Void Shadow Crash into boom, the combo is there. Then double Shadow Word Death, you silence him, you do one of these for good measures, and then you have another Void Bolt, and a Mind Blast will proc, I know it will. No, it didn't. Okay. Yeah. And that's it. And you don't cast too much. Like the Shadow Crash combo is so good, man. I love that. I actually tried that in the previous patch, but it didn't do too much damage. Like Shadow Crash right now on live, it deals a little bit more damage than Mind Blast, which is not worth it. But now it deals almost double the damage of Mind Blast, which is pretty sick, and it's AoE as well. So imagine having 2 melee on you. You can actually do this combo on, like you hit both of them with Shadow Crash. That's so good, man. You know what I haven't tried? I haven't tried if Psychic Link, because I have tried if Psychic Link works through line of sight, but I haven't tried if Psychic Link works through line of sight if the target is line of sighting the other target, if that makes sense. So, okay, we have pain on that. Let's see if this one works on that one. Yeah, it works. Okay, so there's no way you can avoid Psychic Link's damage. There's no line of sight from it. So that's it, that's pretty cool. And I hope this spec is gonna be the best spec, because the other one is very Resident Sleeper, man. It's very boring. But it might be the best, especially for cleaves and like rot comps, like Shadow Play or double Shadow Priest, maybe, why not? But I'll see you in the next video, which I'm gonna start recording right now. And you can go right here, bam, to check it out. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you over there. See ya!